Hi, this is Saccharines Bounder, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder, we do lives here on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark it on your calendar so you don't miss out. Let's get started with the card of the day. Cool. Okay, this is from the Universe Has Your Back deck. This is the message from Universe to you. It says, through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Using that white light again. Very nice artwork. Nice and purpley. Okay. And there's the back of the card. Okay, let's get started with some of the questions from previous people asking before the show. I'm just looking at the chat here. Hello, Bob. And we got Sharon. And we got Jerome. Hello, Jerome.
Hi, Jerome.
You guys come here often. Kind of. All right, let's get started with Zen. XEN coin. Let's see how it's going to be doing in the next little while. The cryptocurrency market dropped a tiny bit, and everybody's, is it gonna fall down? Just buy more. But we'll get into that a little later on. Okay, let's have a look at Zen for the next little while. Okay, so it seems Zen's health is going to be a little bit on the outs in the next little while. It's going to start off amazingly great, lots of parties, that sort of thing, and in the middle of the year it kind of dies off. So it could be one of these cryptocurrencies that takes off like crazy, like many cryptocurrencies when it does start off, if it hasn't started off already, and by the middle of the year, of this next year or so, it's going to be kind of dropping off, and people are going to be, it was okay. Of course, people have this shiny object syndrome. So I think that's what's going to be happening to it for the next little while until it brings out some interesting things, which it probably is. I'm just picking up that it's not one that I would actually get involved in, really. I'm more of the traditionalist, 14 years, I guess, of the Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, that sort of thing. But the price of this one seems to be starting off really strong and then taking a dive. There's some black activity on that price as well. So could be something behind the scenes that we're not privy to, where they're going to be bringing that price down in the next year or so. For reasons unknown. Okay. The people that are involved starts off high emotions, and by the middle of the next year or so, people are like, that's sort of thing going on with this particular cryptocurrency for that next year. I'm not saying that it's going to die or anything. It's just it's going to be losing a lot of interest for some odd reason in the next year. Okay, so let's look at the next one. So somebody was asking, which will do better, Luna Classic or Digibyte? What do you guys say? We got 10 people on the chat right now. I think Luna Classic will actually do a little bit better than Digibyte. I know my Digibyte friends and fans are going to persecute me, but Digibyte hasn't really moved all that much, and there's not a lot of things going on with Digibyte at this moment in time. There's no big news. There's no big pushes for it. Where Luna Classic, there's a ton of things happening with that blockchain moving forward, and all the coin burning and all that sort of thing. I think overall, Luna Classic in the next little while is going to be moving a little bit quicker than Digibyte will. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I have a ton of Digibyte myself. If it ever went up to $1, I'd be, me and the wife would be multi-millionaires. But I don't see that coming anytime soon, even though it's a favorite coin of mine. But let's have a look. Who will do better? Now, in the short term, I do think it's Luna Classic because of all the things that they're doing and trying to resurrect the dead beast and all that sort of thing. Overall, I think Digibyte is going to do much, much better in a longer period of time. So it's just the perspective of period of time. So within the year or two, Luna Classic. Beyond 2 years, Digibyte will probably do much, much better overall. Okay? So if you're looking for some quick money, do the Luna Classic. If you're looking for long-term gains, get into the Digibyte. Okay? Hopefully that answers those questions. Jasmy coin. I think we did. I was actually doing the little video editing with my past Jasmy coin video. So I know I did it before because I was working on it. So let's have a look. Now the health of it's going to start by the beginning of the year pretty good. A lot of excitement and all that sort of thing, money coming in, and by the middle of the next year or so, I think things are going to be dropping off for some reason. And the price line of cards are also showing that as well. It's going to start off strong, and then for some reason it's going to be dropping off in the next little while. Probably because everybody's going to be excited about the Bitcoin thing going on in the next year or so. And that's including the people that are involved with this project. I think Jasmy will start off strong. So in the half year, it's going to go up a little bit. You can make some profit and then kind of leave it alone for some time as it comes down. Maybe buy little bits of it as it comes down. Okay, so, and then it'll probably go back up as many cryptocurrencies do. Okay, so hopefully that talks about the Jasmy coin. Mumbo Jumbo. Now, that was the title of today's show. And it's pretty much about the Mumbo Jumbo that you were seeing, especially from the American government right now, Joe Biden and all that Mumbo Jumbo that he's been doing. Mumbo Jumbo is actually in the Encyclopedia of Psychic Dictionary. I just did some bibliomancy and I went, I need a title. And it came up Mumbo Jumbo. So that's, if you're wondering how I got the title for today's show, that's how I got it. So let's look at all the mumbo jumbo that Mr. Joe Biden has been doing as of late, and many of our politicians have been doing in the last little while, or since the beginning of time. But let's look at the more recent mumbo jumbo that many of our politicians have been doing, and where is it all leading to? Okay, and of course we got the China situation going on, which I'm not picking up. There's not going to be a war unless they're completely stupid. Even now they're surrounding China. They got 9 new bases around China in the Philippines. But let's just have a look. where's it all going to lead for the next year or so? Is it the total destruction of everything? No. But it'll be like a pain in the ass that we all will have to overcome. Now, the health of this particular situation with Joe Biden, and I think that's the biggest one to look at right now because of all this rhetoric with the Chinese thing going on. They're going to take that, and it's there to make him look presidential. Okay, and he's a tough guy. That's why that they're actually doing. I think they're going to be switching gears because they're going to be coming across something that they can overcome. And they may actually get themselves in some deep hot water with China themselves. You have to remember China still owns the debt of the United States from 2008. And that would be the leverage that China would use to stop them in their tracks. You go any further, we'll call in the debt, and now you're completely broke. And I think this is going to be the thing that actually stops them. Okay, they're just using it for make him look like the tough guy that he's not. And they're going to have little victories along the way to bring Joe Biden back into the spotlight and make him look presidential and all that crap. So it's going to work in that aspect to many of the people who don't know what's going on. They believe the TV. The financial part is actually where he's going to be getting a lot of money from their Chinese counterparts because Beijing Biden, as they call him, is going to get some good payouts from this particular situation and money laundering and getting into a war footing. Melon. Okay. That's how they're going to start pumping money back into the economy is having a war footing. Okay. Got to build more missiles. Okay. So expect the Ukrainian war to kind of fade out into the distance. And now the new boogeyman will be China. Even now, Russia's still doing its thing, and nobody's really talking about that. But the new distraction will be China, right? It's all distraction, misdirection. Don't look at what we're doing. Look over there. They have a balloon. Anyways, what are they covering up? They're covering up that the financial system is about to crash. Okay? BTC, if you're not into BTC yet, Bitcoin, you should be getting into that. I was watching Redacted the other day where they had a report on bankers behind the scenes talking about when the new banking crash will happen. It's going to be on a Friday, and it's going to be actually very, very soon. They're actually talking about how to deal with the clients with a certain amount of money, okay, in the United States, and who cares about everybody else. And that's basically what their meeting was, okay, behind closed doors, which we got some good coverage of that. So all of this Chinese balloons and all that sort of thing is just distraction, shiny object. Look over here. Don't pay attention to that. This is why I always tell you, get into Bitcoin, get into Ethereum, get into Litecoin. Don't care about all these small little coins. Get into the big ones that we know will be part of the new system moving forward. And that's Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin Cash and Chainlink. They already told us that everything will be built on in the future. So if you don't have those in your portfolio, and get Shiba Inu. It's pretty good as well. Okay, so this is pretty much what's going on behind the scenes. Is there will be a banking crash very, very, very soon, and it's going to be on a Friday. Why on a Friday? Because banks are closed Saturday and Sunday. So you can't go in and bang on the door and try to get your money out. That's why they're planning it to be on a Friday. And if you haven't seen Redacted, I would suggest watching that newscast from their YouTube channel. Okay, let's move on to the chat. Oh, yes. Homework. Now, we have a big envelope today. This is our remote viewing that we do every Sunday. We have a lot of fun with that. Now, if you're new here, I think there's a few new people that I'm seeing in the chat. Now, for the Sunday homework, you're going to get a nice clean piece of paper or whatever you write on, and you're going to put down the remote viewing target number. Okay, this is how we learn how to do target or remote viewing, is through the target number. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to write that number down, and then you're going to be describing everything about the target. Okay, you're going to be describing the colors, the smells, the taste. What's it sound like? What color is it? Is it green, blue, brown? Is it natural? Is it man-made? Okay. Is it a little of both? Okay. What are is it outside, inside? Just go through all the things to describe the what's in the target number. Okay. If you ever pick up, it's a pencil. It's a rubber pencil, right? Then that would be known as an analytical overlay. So you would put that at the bottom of your sheet, AOL, pencil, okay? And then you would go back to the reading, okay? And it's not hard. Don't make it more difficult than it actually is, okay? Just relax. Have a cup of coffee or tea or whatever your favorite beverage is. Maybe stay away from the alcohol. That's up to you. And then just let it flow out from your pen to the paper. Okay. And then you're going to get really good at that. I know you are, right? Because we've had some pretty good results from many of the people that watch it on the Sunday, and they're doing very, very well. Okay, so if you're new here, you haven't done remote viewing, this is the time to practice those skills and learn. And you can utilize those skills in other parts of your life. Okay, so let's get into the chat. Hopefully everybody has some good questions. And we got Taran. Hi, Andre. Will BTC go to 14,000 US dollar? Or is this the bottom already? Well, everybody asked that. Let's just do a pendulum on it.
It's 21.8 right now.
21.8?
Yeah.
In US currency. In Canadian currency, it's 29. So, 14,000. It's a good time to buy. It's saying no. Is this the bottom? Yeah, pretty much. Might go down a smidgen more. Like I've said in the past, do not wait so long. I know. I'm gonna wait till it goes down to this price. Don't do that, because usually they don't buy. Okay, at that, unless you're an active trader and you got all the things hooked up for buy orders, just go out there and buy it. I don't think it's going to get much lower than what it is now. Okay. Um, Something might happen on the 14th where it's going to go down a little bit and back up. But this is the moment in time, because it's not normal stuff going on usually, right? Well, it never really has been. The old system is collapsing as we watch it live. Okay. And if you haven't figured that out yet, you're going to need something to escape to. Okay. You have to remember, Bitcoin is created as money. It's not a get rich quick scheme. Okay. It's not really an investment. It's an actual cash system or money system that you can utilize to do commerce with other people. Okay. It just has that side benefit of you can get some pretty good money back. You can become wealthy with it. Just keep buying it as much as you can, putting in that treasure wallet for safekeeping, away from government grabby paws, right? To protect you from their actual criminals of the world. That's our governments, okay? Because it's going to be very shaky in the next little while, if you haven't figured that out yet. Okay? So, no, I think the bottom's in pretty much. Maybe a tiny bit more, but nothing huge. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. Some say 18K BTC is in the cards for February. What do the cards say? Me, maybe. It's kind of like the past one. I don't think it's going to go down much more than it is now. Maybe a tiny bit. Okay. It's not going to be a long journey for the next dip, but I don't think it's going to get as dippy as 18,000. Might get down to 19. What you say? It was 21?
Yeah,
21.8. Again, I would not really wait for the bottom. Just get it. Okay. Skip the Christmas rush, as they always say. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. Some say Super Whittle Guy will be looked after by Spirit. What do the cards say? Of course he's going to be looked after by Spirit. Okay? Spirit always looks after you. Now it's up to you. Now they can't do things for you. They can guide you. Okay? And we just got to learn how to shut up and listen. That was my big lesson back in the day. Okay? When they're talking, listen. They're going to give you some pretty good information. Okay? And it's up to you to do it or not do it. Okay? Spirit is always trying to help you, and the universal mind also helps you out a lot. It's just up to us to listen or see. Sometimes they'll give you signs everywhere, and how to proceed forward. And looking for that universe will give you information everywhere. Me, I could be part of the universal plan to give you the information that you need to succeed in the next little while, especially all the things going on right now. Okay? I'm a unknowing agent of the universe, I guess. And the lesson that we've been doing is use white light, put it around everything, Okay, everything that we want to do to make it much better. Use the law of attraction. Use that law of action. Okay, and as you're going through that process, the universe is going to be showing you how to do everything you need to do. And that information is going to come from many different sources. Okay, it's not going to do it for you. Okay, it's going to give you the information in some form. Me, it's YouTube videos. Somebody says something as I'm walking past them. The wife says, "Hey, psh, smarten up, do this," or books, or any way it can give you that information. So you put it in your head and actually take action upon that. Okay, so yes, super little guy is looked after by spirit. It's a long-winded way of saying. Hi, if one or two major EU banks go, will the others then go like dominoes? What does Domino say? I don't even know where Domino is.
He's sleeping.
He's sleeping right now. The bigger banks will probably absorb the smaller banks. So if you have a fairly big bank there in the UK, or one or two, they'll probably absorb the smaller banks. And they'll consolidate all their stuff together. Okay? But yes, they are on the way out. If they don't change soon, you have to remember all the banks have been buying, at least the important banks, have been buying Bitcoin. Okay, and they are offering Bitcoin to their biggest clients. Who cares about the little people? Our big clients will get the Bitcoin, and we're going to profit from that. So that's their way of surviving everything. Okay. But yes, many banks will go away. Okay. Thank you for that. Reef performance through 2025. I think Reef is going to do rather well for the first part of 2025, and then something's going to be happening with that particular cryptocurrency. It's going to be around, but I don't think it's going to be really utilized as much as people are thinking about it. I think people's attention, you have to remember, people have very short attention spans these days. So if nothing's exciting going on with Reef, then they're going to go elsewhere. And I think that's what I'm seeing in the next little while for Reef. In the next little while, it's going to do rather well, and then something's going to be happening with it, or something else comes up. And I think people are just going to be moving their attention to other things. Okay. Financially, I think it's going to do well, but I think it's going to hold at a lower level than what was expected from Reef in that time period. And then they just have to wait for the rest of the market to catch up with all the brand new people. Okay. Not all, but most cryptocurrencies are going to do rather well, okay, in the next couple of years because of the banking issues and the financial system collapsing in on itself, which had been happening since 2008. And then Reef would be taken up in the the big wave, okay? Moving forward with that. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. 3 cards, please, for the future of Deso coin and its utility, decentralized social networking on the Flux network. I wonder if it works. And is there people there? I'll have to look. But let's have a look. There's a few new YouTube type channels that are out there that are decentralized. There's nobody there. Hello. So at the moment, it wouldn't be worth my while putting videos on there. I think it's Flux or Flix, not Flux. It's a video thing that's put on the Ethereum blockchain. There's a couple of those now. I think it's going to start off strong, but I don't think it's going to have any legs to really carry on. It's a good idea, okay? Having a decentralized social networking thing. But if there's no people, kind of like Odyssey right now, there's nobody there. I'm on Odyssey. There's like, I might get 2 views per video from the same 2 people that are in my thing. And having it work. So I'm not sure if it's working at the moment. And I think they're having some problems getting it to work for everybody that's out there. And the cards are showing. And they're going to have problems with that. It's kind of like Status. If you know of that one, they're having trouble getting people and having it work properly. You can get the app. Okay, I think they got it where your battery doesn't drain in 5 seconds by using it on your phone. But there's nobody really there. Okay, so I'm picking up they're going to be having some technical difficulties, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of people out there that are on Flux for the next couple of years. So it's going to be affecting the coin itself if nobody's using it. And there's no interest, and I think people are going to be, nobody's here, and people basically ignoring it for the next little while. I'll look into it, but I'm getting the feeling that there's not much there. Okay, thank you for that. Hi, can we agree that May, June will give crypto its stocks more unprecedented movement, both down and then upwards? Sure, we can do that. I think stocks will probably do really well in that time period because I think that'll be the end of the not sanctions, the Federal Reserve putting in stuff. I can't remember the word for it. I think it'll be the end of that, and then they're going to have to go back to printing money, okay, to fix the problem with currencies. You either have to do one thing or the other, and it's neither one is good for cash and stocks in the long run. Okay, so they're going to have to go back to printing endless money. Crypto is probably going to take off more so than the actual stocks. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at different investments. It needs to crash down and then regain. It's too superheated and there's too much money being pumped into the market. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Could you do a reading on Ireland, please? the health of Ireland is going to take a long time to recover for many of the things that have happened. I think they're going to be getting in some of the better people. Yeah, I got my green shirt on for Ireland. And it's going to take a long time for all the mess to be fixed. I think they're going to be getting finally some of the better people in for that, but it's going to take a long time. So give them time to fix everything. Financially, I think it's going to start to get back on its feet, but it's not going to be for another 2 to 3 years, really, to start to really get things really moving in the right way. There's some type of famine thing, not from the past, but there's going to be some situation where there's going to be a lack of food within Ireland in the next year or so. So just be careful if you are living in Ireland. Just be careful with that. Make sure you have enough food on hand for at least 6 months. Even just basics like whole crate of macaroni if you have to, or pasta or anything that you can store for a long period of time. You probably get sick of craft dinner, but it's food. And tuna or something, or cans. And I think the people that are involved, a lot of the old people are going to be kicked out, like many of the other countries that we're seeing as this whole thing unfolds. And there's going to be some new people that are going to be coming in that are much, much better for Ireland. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question. Jan, it's been a while since we've seen Jan. 3-card reading. For some reason, you're going to be running out to get something done, and you think you got all the right things in place to move forward with a certain project that you've been hoping to accomplish in the next little while. You got to race out, and you got to find out it's the wrong direction. Okay, so you can race back and reorganize it yourself, and then go back out again. Okay, so just expect that in the next little while. That's going to be happening. It's nothing. When you go do it, you're going to find out the things that are necessary. So you have to go through them. I'm doing all the stuff and it's the wrong direction. But through that process, you're going to be finding the right direction that you need to go for a certain project moving forward. And it's not going to take as long as you figured. Okay, it's not that long journey, and you're going to have complete dominance of the certain thing that you are working on. Okay, nobody else is going to be going that direction, and you're going to be going the right direction that nobody else is. Okay, so it's going to be very beneficial to learn the process and then come back into it and get it done another way. Not necessarily the right way. It's just the way that's going to be working out for you. Okay, thank you for that. And hopefully that helps you. Will my son Adam attend Leah or Colgate University? Or maybe neither of the two. Well, whatever the physical activities that he's going to be getting into, that is going to be bringing him forward into a new way of thinking and a new direction for himself. So we got that Ace of Wands. Okay, so physical activity or physical endeavor is going to be carrying him through. Aces are always yes. I do think he's going to be going to the Leia one. It's going to be a little slower than that you had expected for it to work itself through, because there may be a moment in time when he's going to want to do something prior to doing that. Okay. And when he does do that, it's going to be very, very swift. Okay. He may even get a little bit of money to help him through that. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. How do you see Bitcoin Cash after its own halving on February 2024? I've forgotten about their own halving. Nobody's actually been using Bitcoin Cash, unfortunately. It is a good project. It has a lot of things going for it. But unfortunately, nobody's really using it as they should be. But let's have a look. And Litecoin's happening is coming out too. So 120 some odd days from now. I think the Bitcoin Cash after the halving is going to look okay. It's going to have a nice little spike up in price and then come down to the old high will be the new low. Same with the regular Bitcoin. And it's going to be doing the same thing. There's going to be a little bit of renewed interest in the cryptocurrency, but nothing in comparison to the actual BTC coin moving forward. So just expect a nice little surge within the BCH coin for the next little while because of the halving. And then I think it's going to die off again. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out and everybody here. Any thoughts on silver following a bank collapse? Well, if you have your own silver in your own thing, protecting it from the government, it should do rather well. Okay, they keep saying $600 silver per ounce, and that's what all the experts have been saying. And it's probably going to be because of the banking crash, which is going to be apparently on a Friday. So watch that redacted YouTube show. They had a nice little report on that. And the wife, not that long ago, has been going, we should take our extra money out of the bank and put in the Bitcoin. When she says something like that, something's up. Okay? She's a pretty smart cookie. So, what was that? 2 weeks ago we were talking about that?
Yeah.
You mentioned we should take our money, extra money, out of the bank, and because here you can only take out $1,000 at a time, or they'll ask too many from a card, your debit card, or they ask too many questions, right? And just kind of slowly put it into the Bitcoin without being noticed. Right now, this is not financial advice or anything. I would look more into for paying your bills off and stuff. Keep that money in your account. If you have any extra money, you might want to put it into other things right now. Just saying. It's up to you, but I think now is the time, especially right now. And silver is one of those, and gold is one of those. Nothing wrong with those two um, things to put it in too. Okay, it's gonna be very, very handy in the next little while. Okay, thank you for that question. When will the world find and implement a new energy source other than what's available now, i.e., coal, oil, natural gas, and electricity? Well, you get electricity from natural gas, oil, coal, that sort of thing. um, that won't be for quite some time, okay, in any big measure. They're doing the electricity, cars, which is not the greatest for the environment. I think they should go with the hydrogen fuel tanks, fuel cells, which they were testing here in Winnipeg, actually, for your car, but that won't be for quite some time. Probably another 50, 60 years from now. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Silver coins are being stacked by U.S. banks to use for possible currency. Yes, I saw that report. And yes, that's what they're planning. This is one way that some of the banks are going to keep them head above water because they know their goose is cooked. And that is pretty much how some of them are going to be surviving is through silver coins because there's what Russia and China just did not that long ago. Watch Redacted. They actually talk about that on reducing silver, okay, to our market, especially for manufacturing. So the price of silver is going to jump up high when our own stock of silver runs out for manufacturing here in North America and the Western world. Okay. So that's probably why they're stacking silver and probably gold again. And this is why the BRICS nations are big onto gold. And this will be part of the new system that's going to be coming in for the regular folks. It's going to be Bitcoin, gold, silver, and fiat. Well, it wouldn't be fiat. Okay. It's going to actually be based on something, currency that's actually based on gold, silver, and other commodities. That's what's coming down the pipeline. Okay. So if you see banks collecting silver and stuff, that's probably why. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. I didn't watch the State of Union. Was Kamala wearing a mask? I'll have to look at that later, but let's throw some cards down for that. You know what? We'll do the pendulum. It's saying no. Interesting enough. But I'm also picking, well, the person representing Kamala Harris. I don't think it's actually her. It's somebody else. Who's that other senator? And you can actually tell there's a line here. They didn't do a good makeup job. You can actually, you could actually see the seam of the mask. I think it's somebody else that was sitting in for Kamala for that. Okay. So it could be makeup or something like that. So if I ask the question again, is that Kamala Harris behind Joe Biden during the State of the Union? It's saying, no, it isn't. Okay. So Kamala Harris at that moment in time probably wasn't wearing a mask, but the person that was behind Joe Biden when he's doing Mumbo Jumbo probably was wearing a mask. There you go. Hopefully that answers your question. Probably an actor. Okay. Thank you for that. Morning, Andre. Flame reading, please. Wonder what happened to Kamala. Why do they need an actor? Many good questions. Okay. Here's what it looks like. Okay, if you can see anything in there, help me out with the reading. If you want to, and practice along with me. No, I don't know about practice, but just doing it. Let's see.
It's like a giant M&M.
Giant M&M. What's that?
And he was laughing.
Oh. Yeah, it does look like that. But there's this kind of a cartoony rat face up in the corner here. Something that you thought was going to be really bad coming up for yourself. Oh, this is going to be really bad. It's going to go. This big thing that you're building it up to be is going to be not so bad. It's going to be like a cartoon. So when it does happen and you're expecting the worst, I'm thinking when it does come, it's going to go, oh, okay. One of those expressions on your face. And I think when you get through that process, you're going to do rather well. So just be aware that this is probably going to be a situation that something big you think is going to happen and it's going to be for the worst. I think it's going to be not so bad. Okay. It's actually going to be the opposite. And it's going to propelling you forward into something brand new for yourself. I think it's job related, maybe, or business or whatever. So don't tense up. Remember to use that white light around every situation that you're having difficulty with. The universe won't do it for you, but it will help you through that process. Okay? I'm going to keep saying that until it's pounded into your head. Everybody here watching. Okay. It's more of the same. There's vultures waiting for the end results. So whatever this particular situation is, there's people in the sidelines watching, waiting to pick over the bones. There's a vulture head on top, right in the middle there. But you're going to be, what's that?
It looks like a foot.
A foot? Yeah, I could see that too. On the left?
Yeah, the toes and.
So over here.
I can't see where you put it. The other side is where it is.
Ah, this thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate the camera is reversed, but or they're saying if they're maybe gonna try to kick in the butt or something like that. Okay. But you're going to be denying them that pleasure. Okay. So it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. I think you're going to be pulling through that with flying colors and denying the haters their fun in the sun. What else we got here? It's kind of looks like a worm or a caterpillar. So rebirth, maybe transformation from one thing to another. Can be a caterpillar. So it may. I think it's all on the same topics. Right now, I think you're going to be changing course and changing into something new and better from what you were. Okay. Looks like an elephant. Could be a spiritual thing. Elephants, Hindu spirituality. I forget that god's name. All revere the elephant, thinking there may be a new spiritual awakening in yourself to bring you maybe a little closer to that philosophy. You don't have to do the full thing, but learn things from it and gain that information from that. Okay? Nothing wrong with looking at different religions and philosophies. I've done that myself, and taking out the best parts of each and every one of them. Okay? And I think that's going to be something that you're going to be doing in the near future. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. One more. 3 cards for Jerome. How will my next 2 weeks go? Staying on the same path. Okay. It's my Facebook audience. Sometimes it's just Jerome or Popcorn. I think Popcorn's on there too. 2 fellow psychics from my church we used to go to. Okay. I think it's going to be devolving into something that you unfortunately do not want, and you may have to look for other pathways to go down. And I think the one that you choose is the one that's going to be the proper one for you. I think it's partly to do that you're following somebody else that may be leading you weirdly through the bush. That's not really getting you anywhere. I think the path that you do finally choose will be the one that is supposed to be the right one. Okay? And that one's going to be much more successful than the one that you are presently on. I think partially you have to go through the process that you're going through at the moment to see and formulate in your mind of the proper direction that you need to go. So you got to go through the process, go, oh, this is where I got to go, and then move that direction. Okay? And it would be much more beneficial to you. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. When in 2023 will we get some really good news confirming White Hat's going in the right direction? We already are. You have to remember, they're not going to tell you outright, okay, we're doing this to the big bad guys. They're not going to do that. But we are seeing over and over again that the elites, the evil ones, are getting exposed over and over and over again. It's changing public opinion about them, and it's going to be affecting them in the near future. The World Economic Forum does not have any leg to stand on. Okay? So, yes, it's working. Didn't say it's going to be easy or fun. We even have Jordan Peterson creating a organization that's counter to the World Economic Forum. That should be telling you everything you need to know what's going on with the White Hats, because Jordan Peterson is a White Hat. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question.
Well, we have a super chat. So.
A super chat. Thank you. From Gabby. Any messages for me about my crypto portfolio? I think everything that you've done so far is doing rather well. I think you're going to be cleaning up some things that don't quite work. Some of the lesser coins that you're involved in may not be paying out as well. And I think you're going to be switching some of those into more of the bigger coins moving forward when the time arises. There's going to be a few coins that are going to be peaking in the next little while. And when they do peak, as they say, lick your ice cream and maybe shift them over to some of the bigger cryptocurrencies going forward. You got that world card. So everything that you're going to be doing with your cryptocurrency portfolio is on the right track. Okay. There is some instances where you're going to have to switch some things out, and you're going to be making the right decisions moving forward. So you know what you're doing. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. Now, that's the end of the show. Always grateful for everybody coming out, and make sure you get your homework done for the Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're back here on Saturday morning with our horoscope readings at 10 a.m. Central, and Sunday at 10, where we're going to do our remote viewing fun. Okay. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to secondreadingsbyowner.com, where all that information is there. If you like to have a healing with the wife, she's a Reiki master and all that wonderful stuff, make sure you go to secondreadingsbyowner.com. It's in the pull down menu. It's the last one. Maybe she should put it at the top or something. Next time she's working on the website.
It's not my page.
If you like a personal healing, that information is there as well. If you like to protect your cryptocurrencies in these troubling times, make sure you go to secondreadingsbyowner.com, where we have the Trezor affiliate link. If you should happen to purchase a Trezor from that link, know that we make a little bit of money from that. Okay, with that, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.
Bye.